What if our spirituality has made us too soft? What if, in our quest for peace, we've forgotten how to fight?
We're living in an age of brazen hatred, spiritual bypassing, and a war of narratives. It's easy to retreat, to meditate, to turn inward and hope the world fixes itself. But what happens when the bullies are winning and we're just watching?
In this raw, urgent, and deeply necessary conversation, we drop the shut up and smile spiritual bypass and ask the hard questions.
This isn't about being the bad guy, it's about being the real one. It's about stepping out of our inward focused communities and learning to play a different game before it's too late.
If you're tired of watching from the sidelines, if you're ready to turn your light into a torch and your peace into a plan, let the chaos ensue. Let's talk about this brazen truth that is in existence right now on whatever, the news, the media, social media, whatever the fuck. People can just say whatever the fuck they want. Freedom of speech. There's hatred. Like, is it possible? Hear me out on this. Spirituality has been in mainstream media for a number of years now. Right? Can we agree to that? Like, not just us that are searching for it. Like, it's everywhere now. There's this meditation, yoga, spirituality. Like, there's just more and more and more information out about these higher vibrating practices, let's call them witchcraft, fucking whatever you want to call it. People that have a lot of sway and influence, especially on social media, talk about these things, right? What if, because it takes such a strong and stable and devoted mind to actually be in this type of work in a healthy and constructive way, that because people are just sharing what's up here, but people are entering it from a consciousness that's down here, there's this level of spiritual bypassing where people think that spouting hatred is actually them spouting their truth, which is sacred. Do you see what I mean? Like, do you think that is part of this?
I mean, I think it's important first to start that everybody's in a different place, and there is not a place where I am better than you or I am more advanced than you or whatever. This is a comparison. So coming back to, we are all one, and everybody's living their own journey, their own human journey and whatever, and they're just coming from there, coming from that space. The thing that I feel is more apparent right now is to really notice, where is this coming from? Where is the hatred coming from? Is it coming from, I felt that hatred, so now I feel like I have open gates to just put it out there. You hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you, right? Where is this coming from? I like your explanation of, okay, this spiritual bypassing, that right now I feel like I can share my truth, and that means I can just tell you I hate you out in the open, and with not thinking about the consequences, which is not okay for me, right? It might feel okay for that person. So how do we create a space where we can all share our truth, but in a way that feels respectful for everybody? I don't know.
Right. And to your point, it's like spouting hatred isn't necessarily truth. There's pain and there's grief under that for some reason. So what's the actual truth that's underlying that? And let's get to the root of that, because if we are all one, and if you believe that we all are one, then hatred doesn't exist. Harm especially doesn't exist. Do no harm.
That's where you hit the nail. We go back to simplicity. All of the religions, all of the big masters, all of the big lessons in life summarize in love each other because we're one. Period.
A lot of this hatred is in the name of love.
Yeah, but if you summarize the big teachings, the big spiritual teachings is love each other because we're one, right? So we just have to come back to the basics. Okay, if I share my truth and I'm hurting you, then take a moment, breathe, and just see, where is this coming from? If I hate you, it's because you are mirroring something in me that I don't like. I don't want to see it. So I just spew it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with it because it's uncomfortable, or I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I
So,
can see it in another way too. I've thought that for a while, but I also sometimes think that it's one of two things. It's the mirroring of parts that we don't like about ourselves, or it's this sort of envious thing where people have something that we wish that we had or we wish that we were, and we are unable to
Mm-hmm.
attain that. We're unable to move past our own beliefs or our conditions or the things that keep us small. And so it's easier then to
mhm,
hate this version of us that we cannot become. And so it looks like I don't
mhm,
like you, but it's really I like this too much. And that smallness wants to stay
mhm,
small. And I think that's also this other part of where real hate and oppression actually comes from. It's this idea of feeling small, feeling incapable, feeling powerless, feeling separated, feeling disconnected. And so because of that, when somebody's trying to when it looks like somebody is trying to diminish our individuality and our what the only grandiose that we have, it feels like somebody's trying to snuff them out. If we
mhm.
live collectively, then me as the individual will no longer exist. And so then that survival part of the self kicks in of how do I maintain my livelihood, and this survival of this small piece is to kill everything else around it so that I continue to be as technically as big as I can, which is really actually just small.
Yeah. And fear of the unknown.
Of
I don't know
course.
you. I don't understand you. So I fear you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But even in that
Right.
non-understanding,
Or in an effort to make other people feel as small as you feel,
Mhm.
right.
obviously. Yeah.
Exactly. Or to not let them get so
Mhm.
big that you become smaller and smaller. It's very dangerous for somebody to shine brightly as I am unable to do so. And so what rather than rather than becoming a light, I then need to snuff out their light. And that's where it
Mhm.
becomes dangerous, essentially, because we're not allowing ourselves, and I'm including myself in this because we are a collective, we don't allow people to be their fullest expression because it looks like that doesn't give me space, and it takes away from my being and my sense of self. Can one balance our individualistic nature with our obvious connectedness? Can that exist simultaneously and harmoniously?
Mm. We're going deep today.
The main problem here is how much effort it takes to go inward, and how much potential grief and sorrow and surrender and joy and ease and enlightenment as well. But it's not easy. Like, it's not easy to go look at yourself in the mirror and see those projections, be honest with yourself that they're present, and then choose to do something about it. It's way easier to just drop into a pack mentality and feel like you're part of a community.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So, like, is the result the same? Are you getting the same result? Like, if someone is unconscious or unaware, is the result the same?
I don't know. I mean, because I think that everybody approaches the world from their own lens. So maybe from their own lens, they feel I'm a winner because I'm bullying you out.
Right.
So it's all about perception.
Mm-hmm.
We're stronger. We have more money. I don't care about you. Or I have more power. Or I said more nasty words than you. I win. It depends on the perspective of the people. This is why it's important to, like, especially when you become aware of your own thoughts and your own energy, like, what are you connecting yourself to? I stopped watching politics because every time that somebody made a post, this is my opinion, these are my ideas, we have election day here in Costa Rica on February 1st, and then like all of these nasty, horrible comments, and I'm just like, I don't want to be connected to this all day long. I don't want to be an idiot and just ignore it. I'm informing myself. I am going to vote. I'm going to share my opinion, but I'm not going to be connected to this my whole day. No, no, because my energy was just going to, and there's nothing that I can do about it with that energy or from that place.
From that place,
So
right.
it all comes back to personal decision. It all comes back to personal decision. What is the reality that I want to create for myself? And that reality that I create for myself affects the people that are around me.
Absolutely.
But
Who do I want to surround myself with?
that not everyone has the mentality to care about the effects of those around them. And I'm not here to say that it's right or wrong. All I can say is that because they're so steadfast in that, it becomes a reality and it becomes a truth that we then need to also figure out how to navigate as well. Yes, we can go inward and step into ourselves and live the lives that we want to have as well. But we also have to realize that people who have power don't live like that. That's not what they're doing. They are putting things out into the world and pulling other people in and creating massive amounts of power. And if we continue to just go inward and live our lives as we please and not actually also play the same game, we're gonna fucking lose.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to be
Yeah.
honest.
We're losing, in fact.
What
We're
are the
losing.
actions that we can take when we have bullies
Right. And
leading the big conversation?
I'm a
How do you
proponent
fight
of,
a bully in the big
right. We live in a physical world. We are bound by the laws of physics. Physics tells us that you have to have an equal and opposite reaction in order for something to even stop. That's a law. So what does that
Mm-hmm.
mean? We can't keep playing small. We can't keep playing nice. We can't keep playing love. And that doesn't work. They don't play that game. Maybe I'm not the one, but someone
I
has to
agree.
be.
David and Goliath. I
Mhm.
don't remember who was the tiny one and who was the. I think Goliath was the
Oh,
big
one.
one.
Goliath was the big one.
But David didn't win because he was bigger or stronger. David won because he was smarter, because he was in a place where he can actually fight it. How the fuck do we fight the Goliaths, the bullies? How?
Mhm.
Through words, through bringing
Maybe we should
people
ask AI.
together. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh, my brain is doing funny things right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Because
sometimes it feels unattainable. And then that's what feels exhausting too. That's what like, because I also feel like there's an exhaustion in the collective right now where a lot of light workers, whatever we want to, whatever you want to call it, are just fucking tired. We're tired. Energy is being depleted.
yeah, but I mean, we have to continue working on that because we cannot give up as a
No.
man.
Right. You
And
gotta say, fuck it.
if you also
Force
take
of
a
will.
look at it, yeah, and there are also not that many Goliaths. But the Goliaths are very fucking loud and
very fucking powerful. Let's be honest.
yeah, but also we are more. I think that the people that want to live in a world surrounded by peace and love and fucking dignity, we are more.
but we're
than
not
that
willing to
Goliaths.
put in the
Yeah.
power to do the, like, yeah, sure, we are more, but how many people are doing real things that also equate to, and this is my point. Again, I truly, I have a hard time seeing right and wrong because I don't believe in that. I think it's a very personal thing that we have collectively agreed upon, but
Mhm.
fundamentally, none of that exists. And if we keep playing this that is wrong game, they're going to continue to win that
Uh-huh.
game. They don't play that game. They don't see anything that they do as wrong. So if we keep saying, "Oh my gosh, you're wrong," and pointing the finger, "Why would you do that? You're so wrong," they don't give a fuck. Me, you
They don't care.
spewing
I
words
don't
of
think
like,
it's
why are you doing? None of that works. It really doesn't. I have to be honest. I don't have the answers, but I know that
I
that's
don't think that here
Just the cynicism today.
the thing here is not pointing fingers. It's like I see a lot of people also spreading their message that is like a good message.
Absolutely, but we're spreading it to each other, and this is the problem. We're spreading the messages to each other because we are the ones that want to hear it and see it and agree and like it and yay, yay. And we've got this small community of people who are waking up and are conscious. And then you've got the woke community who think they're waking up, but they're the angry ones and the ones with hate filled with hatred. And so how do we get to the people that aren't there? Maybe this is the job. This might be the job every day. Get to one person, like to all light workers out there. Start building an army. Like we got to get people in. The people that
1,000.
are in are already in.
Right.
We need more people. So how do you do that? You can't slap somebody across the face and say, "We're one." Like
Oh, I won't do it
a
again.
level of
I will not do it again, I promise. Slapping people.
I would love to slap somebody.
Sometimes you can. Right? Like I was talking yesterday about bullies specifically, and I remember my middle school bully. He was my across the street neighbor, and I had another friend who we were probably one of the only non-white people in this very white town. And so he would follow us home and to school every single day and throw rocks at us and call us monkey every single fucking day. And so one day I turned around
Wow.
and I punched him in the fucking face. That was I had nothing else. I wasn't going to talk him into it. There's no the lights weren't on upstairs. That was not it for me. Never did it again. Wouldn't even look my way. Sometimes you just have to punch someone in the face. And truthfully,
I mean that part.
sometimes you just have to slap a hoe.
Yeah.
And maybe slapping a hoe includes sharing a harsh truth with somebody. Because this is the other thing that we might do in spirituality a little bit too much is like we're so soft and we're so welcoming and yes, feel your feelings and everything matters and it's like just sit in it and let it integrate. Sometimes we just need to be like, actually, you're being a fucking idiot about this. And here's what's real about it. And if you can't see that, you're doing yourself a disservice. And just be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Instead of just being the soft, like,
I mean,
you know,
not being the bad guy, but just stop shutting up and smile. The shut up and smile era of let's go deep, let's go in, it's over. Now it's playtime. And if you have something that can help humanity, whatever that is, speaking, writing, helping, loving, whatever the fuck it is, go do it now. Now. Take action now. Hiding behind, permission. Fucking done.
manifestation.
I mean, we cannot hide anymore. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
Right.
So what do we need to call this? We need to call this like a
It's the time to take action. If you actively work in the well-being of others, go and fucking serve with whatever gift you have, but serve.
maybe, at least for me, because I'm a pessimist. I'm just really okay with that. But I think also part of it, at least for me, especially in the sense that what is happening right, we are in a war, period. We cannot move past this idea. And so I think gifts are beautiful, and also the gifts need to turn into weapons eventually. They
Yep.
need to be things that destroy as well. They can't just be the things that are like, like I love it. And also,
Love and light.
let's not, let's put them to use in a way that it's going to provide a benefit to the war that we are all in. We're in a human being war. What weapon are you bringing to people? Yeah, honestly, 'cause sometimes it can
Yeah.
be words
Yeah.
like
You
make
need
them
to
powerful.
arm.
Then make them powerful, make them armor, turn them into things that are going to be beneficial to this collective war that we're in.
Yeah. And it hopefully can be a war of numbers, right? Because Fran, like you said earlier, if there's enough people that want to go against it, I mean, I'm with the Murray. I'm pretty pessimistic. That's like they have all the power. So I mean, good luck to us. But if there's enough people, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna stand by this. We need to force people awake.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
say we, I don't mean like us three, but us three are included in it. But the the collective of people who are being quiet right now too, potentially. Because a lot of us are not watching the news because we know it's a fucking bunch of bullshit, and we know it's a bunch of lies, and we know it's a bunch of propaganda. And so we just sit quietly in our own little communities and talk like this, and that's where it ends. But it can't end there anymore. We need to build bigger communities.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also see a lot of people also putting their truth out there, sharing, talking. So there is not only like the dark news or whatever, hatred and whatever. There is a lot of people also sharing messages, and this is what I was saying before. We all have different gifts.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, is one-to-one in little groups in whatever. For other people, they have the gift of communication. Go there. All of the accounts that I follow is of people who are actually, you know,
That's my exact point though, Fran. Like attracts like.
yeah,
We need to, something needs to shift where it's the other people that are getting this information somehow.
yeah. But how? I mean,
Like the people listening to
we
this
cannot
podcast, for
force
example, are probably not the ones that need this message. That's my point.
Yeah, but the thing is, we cannot force it on anybody. It's like, I know.
Well, we better figure out how to force it on people, is my point.
Yeah, but that is the thing. We have free will. So
There's a challenge there, even in that sort of thinking, because we, as the people that we are, in the heart-centered humans that we, at least desire to be, don't feel like it's appropriate to force something onto somebody. And while I do agree with that, I continue to go back with my original statement that the people on the other side do not fucking believe that. And so they're going to play a completely different game, because they do believe in force, and they do believe in these tactics that are obviously working, because they're gaining more and more people. And it's not that no one, in my opinion, is fundamentally evil or sin or any of these things, but it's very easy to be swayed in a particular direction when somebody's forcing it upon you, right? And so maybe force isn't necessarily the word, but I think there's tact that is required that I'm not sure that we're tapping fully into. Like, these people are thinking games ahead, right? Like the saying goes, they're playing chess, we're playing checkers. In chess, you have to think of your opponent's move, and you have to have something to counter that. And you have to have and you have to know how you are not only going to win your own game, but how they're also going to play their moves as well. And I think that we're not necessarily solidified in a
we're
plan
not
of action.
strategizing.
we're not strategizing. And so tact is important as fuck.
Like, here's an example, Fran, too, just a personal example. Like, I've been in emotionally abusive relationships the majority of my life. And the spirituality that I've leaned on through my yoga therapy and the training and the all of the things is you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped, right? And the let them thing, you know, from AA, and all these things where it's like you can love from afar and distance yourself and detach and love from a different space. And it's like, well, all that is very beautiful. It also means that I'm now detached watching somebody ruin their fucking life. Whereas if I potentially did something different, and maybe it would threaten the relationship, which is always scary. But if I was like honest from the depths of my soul, honest with somebody about their behavior and how it actually affected me, instead of being so passive, maybe that would wake them up. But in my spirituality, I think that's too hurtful. Like, that's a miss for me. I'm missing something.
Yeah, no. And I don't mean continuing the shut up and smile culture that, you know, prevails in the spiritual community. But it's like, how do we actually do it?
Right. That's the question. That's what we're going to figure out
What
next.
strategies we use. Yeah. And that would be interesting also to hear from people.
Yes.
What do you
Very
guys
much
think?
so.
Let us know in the comments below, because I think that a lot of us are battling with this. Like, how the fuck do I help? I want to help. I'm all in. I want to create a positive impact. How the fuck? Besides being active, using my gift or whatever. How do we do this movement? How do we support others?
Despite the fact that our nervous systems are fucked. Because we also can't keep going back to I need to regulate my nervous system before I do anything else, because it's like, that'll be a fucking lifetime.
No. Besides, and
well,
taking into consideration also that we're not perfect beings, we do not consider this, and our modus operandi so far is, let's not push things, but how the fuck do we push things a little bit more? Yeah. So that is a good question to put there.
Is to push a little bit more, see where it can be, where frictions can start to be created. And it's not, in a sense, it is. Stop. It's to create conflict.
Yeah.
That's how you have resolution, right? And so having the friction to then see it for what it is and have a solution to drive the change is necessary.
Right.
So,
or create the friction in order to create the conversation that creates moments of awareness.
Yeah.
To create the solution. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So we're going to go create some conflict.